Hey everybody, this is Ori from OneScales. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to exclude certain products from your promotions, your coupons, or your discounts in Shopify without using the app and just by using the default Shopify backend. So exclusion is a question that a lot of people ask in forums online, store owners. We get asked this a lot, and obviously online there's a ton of questions about this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen, explain to you the concept, and if you have any questions and your problem is a little more detailed, you can always ask us in the comments on social media or on oneskills.com, no problem. Okay, so very simply put, I have, for example, I set up on this demo store, I set up a collection which has three products, product A, product B, and product C. And I want to create a promotion, a coupon that gives 10% off everything excluding product C. So everything except for product C. So in this case, product A and product B will get 10% off, but anytime there's product C, it will not get the promotion or the coupon. Now, this example just has three products, but there could be 1,000 products. It doesn't really matter. The concept is the same concept. It'll work for everything, okay? So we're going to have to do something kind of interesting. It's a little reverse thinking, but this is how Shopify works. So you actually have to think in this way if you want to use it without external apps. So right now, I actually created these three products, right? And I created this collection called Top 3. So let's look at it for a second. I have these product A, product B, and product C. When you create a discount, let's create a discount right here. For example, amount of products. I want to create 10% off, and I specify 10% off. And I want to actually say, okay, I want to include the collection called Top 3, okay? Now, if you notice here, you can include things. I can apply the promotion of 10% off to top 3, but there's no boxes here that say exclude. Some other platforms that are not Shopify have this exclude. Shopify does not have it exclude. So what you actually need to do is you actually need to create a new collection, which you're going to hide from the rest of the site. It's not going to be visible on the site, but it will be used to group the products that you want to have included in the promotion, and then you're going to actually just group it. It's basically a way for you to group together and to use it for the promotions to say, hey, I only want to give this. So for example, if I specify the 10% off for top 3, it's always going to be for all 3 products. So I actually need to create another collection that only has those 2 products or has all of my products except for example, product C. Let's go right here. I'm going to click on products. I'm going to click on collections, and I'm going to create a new one. For example, I'm going to call it top 3, but a promotion only product. So for example, I specify everything that's in the top 3 collection, but I'm only going to include the ones that have the promotion. So what can you do? Obviously, you can do manually. If you have very few products, you can just do it manually, but you can also do manually the same thing in your promotion, in your discount, so you don't need it. This video is really if you have a ton of products and you want to exclude some of them. So I'm going to click here on automated right here. I'm going to save it for a second. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to specify and say, I only want products that have a specific tag. So product tag is equal to, and I'm going to specify the word discountable. Now, you're going to see in a second how I do it. So I can click on save, and it'll actually create this collection. And it has, for example, only product A and B. It doesn't have product C. So the reason it actually got product A and product B is because when I actually created my products, let's go to product A, B, and C. When I did that, I actually added a tag right here in the tags, and I actually created something called discountable. And here, this is product B, and I added the discountable. And product C I did not add because I don't want it to be discount. For example, I specified something called no discount, which you can use or not. That's a different kind of a tag setup. You can do something very different, but I just did it so I know for sure that this product can never be discounted. It's more for my organization. And if you have custom coding, you can do different things, but this is just more for my organization. So what we did here is we specified in the collection, anything that has the tag called discountable will actually belong. And in this case, there's 2 products. Now that I did that, all I need to do is go to my discounts, create my discount. For example, I'm going to create promotion, for example, 10 off now. For example, this is my discount code. Apply 10% off, specify the collection, and I'm going to type in top 3, promotions only, and I'm going to do that, and that's it. And the rest of the settings, depending on how your setup is. So I'm going to click on save, and I'm going to delete the one that was before. This one was just for testing, so this is not relevant. We can deactivate this. Okay, so now if I actually go to my products right here, I can do a few things. So I can actually go to top 3, and I can actually go and add all of these to my cart, and you'll see in a second. So let me clear my cart first. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go here to product B. I'm going to add to cart, and product A add to cart, and product C add to cart. And I'm going to click here, view my cart. Now I don't have a discount. Now if I go here to the promotion itself, let's go to the promotion, 10 off now, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go to my cart. Okay, let's go checkout. Discount code. If I put it, now you'll notice that product A and B got the discounts, but product C did not, because I specify I only want the products that are in this new collection. I hope that makes sense. So this is kind of the most important part. You actually need to go ahead and tell your products which one are discountable and which ones are not. In this case, which ones are discountable. And then you create a collection that automatically populates that. And then you specify in your discount, in your coupon, I only want you to use this collection called top 3 promotion only products. I hope this makes sense. So this will actually achieve your requirement. Now there's one more additional tip that is very important to know. Now that you created this collection, it's actually a collection that exists. Now, if you don't link to it anywhere, you don't have it on your header or footer, people will not find it on the website. But when you create something that is live, Google will actually have a sitemap, a list of all your pages. And in the sitemap, if you actually go to collections, you'll be able to see that the collection actually exists. It actually exists there. If I do top 3, you'll notice that it exists here, which means Google and the search engines might index this page, which means some people actually might find this page. For example, right here. So if you're okay that people find the page, the search engines find the page, users find the page, it's okay. You just keep it. It's fine. You might want to style. Might want to add some banners, things like that. If you want to hide it, you can do a few things. This involves a little bit of code, but I'll explain to you the concept. You can actually try to hide it. So the first thing you can do is actually tell the search engines, hey, even though this page exists, I don't want you to index it. I don't want you to show it on the result pages. When someone goes to google.com, if they actually Google my products, they will not be able to find this page at all. So how do you do this? There's an actual, in the code, there's an actual tag that you can actually hide it. So how do we do this? Very simply put. I'll show you exactly. What I did in order to do this is a little technical. So if you're not sure, you can skip this, or you can give a developer to do this. But really simply put, what I want to do is, if I want to hide the page, I'm actually going to create a meta field. One second. Let's go right here, custom data. I'm going to click on collections, and I'm going to create an actual meta field called hide from search engines. So I'm going to create it, and I created it as a true or false one, and I just named it, for example, hide from search engines, and I include it. And what I'm doing is on the collection itself, let's go right here. For example, this collection I created, I have a meta field right here, and I'm going to say true. I want you to hide it from the search engines. Okay, so if I go here to my collection right here, and I'm going to look at the source code, it's actually going to create a new tag called a meta robots tag, which says do not index it, which means if the search engines come, for example, Google, Yahoo, etc., don't list it in your result pages. So how do I add this code right here? You have to do a little bit of code. If you're not sure, obviously give to a professional developer. Click on online store themes. I'm going to actually edit my theme. Make sure if you do this, you always create a duplicate. You create the code on the duplicate. If it's tested and good, then you'll set it live. But I'm just showing you in this demo site. I'm going to click on edit code right here. And I'm actually going to create this thing right here. I just added this code right here. It says, if the collection meta field, someone marked it as yes, true, I want you to hide it, just add this code. And that's it, end if. So this is if this thing happens, do this, and that's it. So I'm going to put this code in our article on oneskills.com. You can copy paste it. If you're not 100% sure what you're doing, do not do it. Give a professional to do it, because if you mess this up, and you did it wrong, you might actually tell the search engines and Google and Yahoo, etc., not to come to visit any of your site. You don't want to block your whole site. You only want to block this specific one. So don't make mistakes. If you're not sure, find a professional, do it. They can do it within minutes, right? So they will probably charge very, very little money for it. So I added this, we tested it, everything's okay. And then that'll mean that the search engines, even if they find this page, they will not list it in the result pages, and you finished it. That is it. That is very, very simple. If you have any questions about any of this, excluding products, creating discounts and promotions, the meta tag, the meta fields, how to do it, what to do, how to test it, and anything particular to your case, maybe you have a more complicated case, let us know. We're here to answer questions. This is what OneScale does. We're here to educate you guys, learn from you guys, provide more detail, answer your questions, answer your comments. We try to answer as quick as possible, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video and it helped you in any way, please like, please subscribe, please share, send to a friend, send to a parent, send to a colleague. We really want to grow this channel. If it helped you in any way, please do this for us and share with others. Other people have this question. This is such a popular question, how to exclude your products from a promotion. Here's your answer. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again. Bye-bye.